Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel, Juju's Journey. Today is January the 8th, 2026. Today is Thursday. A little bit about myself. My nickname is Juju. My grandchildren call me Juju. I've had this name, I don't know, 35 years maybe. It was given to me by a little toddler 35 years ago, and it just kind of stuck. So all of my close friends, my grandchildren, call me Juju. I'm almost approaching 1 year of being a widow. So this channel is about my journey of, I guess, healing, grieving, but the main thing is I kind of wanted to kind of document my journey. I'm on a very fixed income. Everything changed dramatically after my husband passed away. And so this whole channel is to inspire people that if I can do it, you definitely can do it. It's about living on your own. It's about starting over. It's about just watching my progress of healing, I guess, because last year was a horrible year. And I'm trying to find joy, peace. I want excitement. I want adventure. I want some travel. I want to spend time with family and friends. I want to work on my business. I want to work on my budget, my finances. It's just all the things. And so it's mainly a journal to myself, but also a way that we can stay together and work together and inspire each other. That no matter how old you are, I'm 57, almost 58, you can start over. You can find joy. You can find peace. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy at all. I woke up this morning and I feel absolutely horrible. I mean, I have the worst migraine that I've had in years. I don't know if it's from sinuses because I went walking yesterday, and like I said, I live in South Carolina. So you just never know. One day it could be 40 degrees high outside for the day, and then the next day it could be 70. Today is in the 70s. Yesterday was in the 70s. There was this beautiful smell. It's been the last 2 days that I went walking. Today's Thursday, so I went Tuesday and Wednesday. And I walked in our little local park, and it's beautiful. But there was this wonderful smell, and I was trying to figure out what flower was blooming, what tree that made that beautiful smell. And I mean, every time we would smell it, we'd stop and I'd say, okay, where is it? Where is it? And I was just like smelling everything, like sticking all these little flowers up to my nose and saying, nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. And I think we found it. I think it was honeysuckle, or it could have been yellow jasmine. We're not quite sure. But it could be that. I could have over sniffed. And it could be my allergies. But the only thing about it is I'm not sure one headache over the other. It starts here and it goes all the way back down to the base of my neck. I can't even look up. When I look up, I feel like I'm going to pass out. When I turn my head to side, I feel horrible. So it's probably sinuses. And I know you can hear my voice. It's been like this for months. Something jumped on us and it just won't leave. It's just kind of lingering. But I've seen lots of videos and things where people can't quite shake it. Like you feel like you're almost completely better, and then all of a sudden, you start feeling bad again. But I did. I took 2 Tylenol. It did ease off a little bit. I got in the shower and I just let the water just pound on the back of my neck. I washed my hair. All I did is just let it dry naturally. I'm going to get it cut tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be even again. I don't know what's going on with this side. I think I just need a little snippy snip. Let's just snip it right now. And then that way she can fix it tomorrow. Is that better? Okay. Yeah, that's about even. And then I won't even have to say anything to her. And then hopefully, we know it won't come out longer tomorrow. It might be this side. I don't know. We'll see. But that already looks better, doesn't it? It's even. Oh, I wonder if this is longer. No, it's not. Well, that makes me feel better. I don't know why I didn't do that a month ago whenever it was really driving me crazy. But I'm getting my hair trimmed tomorrow. And I'll fix it before I go. But I feel really, really bad. I'm trying to go for a few wins today because I'm going to get off here and go get in my bed and wait until dinner's called. But my wins for the day are that I got up and I did devotion. The second win of the day is I actually got dressed instead of putting on more pajamas. But I don't know if you can actually say that because I've got on my guess what chicken butt shirt. That's what I was feeling today. And I've got on the most comfortable pair of pants. They're just awesome. And so I'm happy about that. I'm all comfortable. So all I have to do is just go get in my bed. And I'm going to not go to, well, I probably will end up taking a small nap. But I'm going to work on my computer. So that's going to be a win. Because, part of that is studying and trying to figure out my computer and trying to figure out how to do some things on the computer. Another win that I had already today, I'm talking about, I count everything as a win, is I made my bed. So when I go to get in my bed, I can say at least I did that today. I did go next door and I fixed lunch for me and my 2 daughters and my little grandson. He's only 1, but he's starting to really eat. But guess what we had for lunch? I can't believe this. Out of my 2 daughters, my oldest daughter, she just turned 30. She has never had a fried bologna sandwich. Ever. That's not something that we cooked here in the house. My husband wasn't a big fan. But my youngest daughter, who just turned 26, I don't know how a fried bologna sandwich came in play for her. I think I cooked one when my husband was at work, and she loved it. So, we were the last 2 here. I didn't have to please anybody else because, she's the baby. So she was the last one here for a couple of years by herself. And when I say I didn't have anybody else to please, I had other children. I had to try to cook things that they liked. And, I had a husband that, I'm not going to cook him a fried bologna sandwich if he doesn't like them. But he rotated shifts and did shift work. And so I guess when she was the last one home, and it was just me and her, when my husband was working second shift or third shift, I must have made us a fried bologna sandwich for dinner, and she loved it. So, she would specifically probably once a week, and if she would have been in high school by that point, would ask me for a fried bologna and fried egg sandwich. She loved it. So whenever I was doing meal prep, going to the grocery store, I told you we each give $20 a week, and then we put our money together and buy things to cook for lunch. And so whenever I went through the grocery store, I said, you know what? I'm going to get some bologna, and I'm going to make a fried bologna and fried egg. And you put melted cheese on top, or melt cheese on top of your egg, and make a fried bologna and fried egg sandwich. And so today we were able, that was easy peasy. So I cooked us fried bologna and egg sandwiches. And my grandson, I fried him a piece of bologna and fried him an egg for lunch. He ate that bologna like it was the best thing he's ever put in his mouth. He was constantly just eating it. He didn't have much to do with the fried egg, but he loved the fried bologna. And the daughter, who had never eaten it before, she liked it. So I think we've got a cheap meal that's going to help with our budget. Because once we get enough money saved up, if we don't spend a lot of money on lunch, then what's left over, then we get to go get takeout with that money. And usually when we get takeout, we won't take out from a good place, not just McDonald's or Burger King or anything like that. We want to get takeout from one of our favorite little restaurants here in town. So I think we're on our way to saving money to get takeout on this first full week of January. So I call that a win. So I'm going to take that. We found a cheap, easy meal that pleases both of my girls and my grandson. And I bet you if my granddaughter was out of school, she would have liked it too. Let me know if y'all in the comments if y'all have ever eaten a fried bologna sandwich. I'm sure some of you have. But that brought me joy. So even on the days that we don't feel good, which is today, I feel horrible. I had to call my friend and tell her we are not walking today. But it feels so much better. It was so bad this morning that I could not even, I kind of felt nauseous, and I felt like my head was just bobbling on a thin little, like something this big, and I've got this big head, which I do have a big head. Like it was just bobbling around, and every time it would move, the base of my neck would hurt like it was pinching on a nerve. And I could just see it. I can still see the stress and the tension in my eyes. It hurts so bad. But it has eased off tremendously, so that's a win. I'll take that too. And so I still have not listed on eBay. Yesterday I decided to go walking like I did previously the day before, but we didn't walk until after 3. And like the first day I said, I'm going to drink that mimosa I was offered. And yesterday when I got home, I do not have good lighting upstairs. I do not have overhead lighting in my craft room that I'm getting ready to paint and revamp. I know I have a plan for overhead lighting, but I can't do my plan until I paint. And I do have all of these lights that I bought years ago. I have all the lighting kits that you would for photography. And so I might be able to do that. But the lighting that comes through that bedroom window is so bright in the morning. But as the sun goes down, it's on behind me. And it just makes that room look it's just got like this big shadow that goes through. And I can't take a good photo. I've got to work on that. And that was my plan for today, because I was good yesterday. I accomplished so much. I have one little area left in my room to actually get out, which all I'm doing is piling it into another room. I'm trying to put it in neatly. But when I get that little pile out, then I think I can start painting and just pull what I have in that room in the middle. And of course, my goal was to get rid of or photograph and list everything that I already have hauled upstairs to list on eBay so I can, at least package them and put them in their proper storage until they sell. But if I don't get all of that listed, I know I'm not going to list today. I just don't feel good. I mean, I feel horrible. I'm thinking it's sinuses. Looking at myself in this camera thing, I feel like it's all sinuses. I feel like I'm actually even swollen through my sinus cavities. But, so I think I'm just gonna, if I don't get it done, everything listed, I can put it in a basket and put it in another room while I paint. And I think once I get the walls painted the color that I need and get the furniture back to its where I think it should go, then I'll have one whole space that I can designate those lights to. And I'll also have a place to actually hang my clothes to photograph. It'll be a permanent photo station. So I'm looking forward actually to that. So I think I might, at least when I paint, I'll paint that photo wall first. I think that would be the smartest thing to do. But I'm going to take my wins today, and I'm going to not even worry about my losses. I didn't even make a list of things to do today. I know that my trash was picked up this morning, and when I came home from picking up my granddaughter, I pulled my trash can back. So I got my trash out before, last year, sometimes my trash only went out to the road once a month because I could, well, first of all, I don't have a lot of trash, but I'm really trying to clean up. So my can was full. And when I say clean up, it wasn't that everything was trash, but I'm trying to get rid of 5 things every day. And when you do sell on eBay, there are items that you want to take a second look at. But some items, whenever someone's washed a turtleneck so many times that it's a square, you can't donate that. Nobody is going to go buy a turtleneck shirt that is like that. And see, back in the day, I'm a crafter. I would look at that shirt and say, that is such a cute pattern. I can take that shirt and make the cutest hair bands out of it. Because I would upcycle, So we were constantly keeping things, and then I would sit there and watch television and cut it up and make a little thing of material. Cute little sachets. You can make the cutest sachets out of old shirts. And, you just get those special pink and shear scissors and makes the cute little edge. But you take rice and you put essential oils in the rice, and then you fill up your little sachet, tie a tight little rubber band around it, tie a little bow, and they smell good. And you can throw them in your drawers, or you can put them in your car. It's actually wonderful. You can sit it somewhere in your den, living room. As a matter of fact, that makes me want to make some. I think I'll do that. But no, that's why I don't throw a lot of things away, because my brain is constantly thinking on how I can upcycle and use this to make money. Like I told you, we used to have we used to make a lot of homemade items. And so, but I could not, like the things that I've thrown away are things that I cannot sell. And I think I'll still have enough stuff if I want to upcycle later that I can. I can go through my closet and upcycle. Like honestly, if this shirt, did I show you my chicken butt shirt? Like this is what I put on today. Guess what? Chicken butt. like, I'm sure whenever I decide I no longer need to wear this t-shirt, I will definitely probably upcycle just that part. You know, I don't know what I'll do with it. I could put it on a pillow. I don't know, you could put it on a piece of cardboard and frame it and be a cute little sign for a, you know, you could wrap it and kind of staple it in the back and make it kind of tight so it just wouldn't, you wouldn't have to glue it, but you could wrap it, cut this out, you know, kind of like you were upholstering a chair cushion. You could upholster a piece of cardboard, thick cardboard that fits into a frame, and it'd be so cute, like on a in your little chicken coop, right? Wouldn't that be cute? And I mean, you wouldn't spend any money because it would be a recycled t-shirt. That's where my brain goes all the time, constantly, whenever I'm, like right here when I'm talking, trying to focus on talking to whoever's watching this video. My brain is thinking of nonstop things like that. I think that's ADD or ADDHD. But I'm not, I would never try to take medication for my ADDHD. I kind of like it. That doesn't mean you have a clean house. That means you have a chaotic house, but you know where everything is. 99% of the time you do. But like I said, I'm going to take the wins for today. I might, before I go downstairs, I might actually do my ledger sheet. You know, I have my ledger sheets ready for 2026 and for the month of January. And I did go through, I looked online and got all of my things that came out of my checking account. And I also logged in my receipts. Some of these I have to separate. Like I have to separate $10 to go to groceries, and then the rest of it will go to our lunch. Because I bought a gigantic thing of hamburger and it was $20. And so half of it went for our dinner that night and the other half went to our lunch. So I do actually separate that. And I also separate it with my money in my cash wallet. And I also need to go through and separate my Sam's Club, although I'm not going to pull money out of my budget because I just wrote that off. I will put it on my ledger sheet because I do need to keep a running total of how much I spend on groceries and things of that nature. So that way next month I can look. I am missing a ledger sheet. I'll find it. But I might, if I keep up with it on a daily basis, it takes no time. And I haven't done it this year. But if I wait, and you can always wait, I mean, if you keep your receipts and everything, but it just makes it a little bit more of a hassle or a job. Like if you can do something in like less than a minute on a daily basis, I suggest doing it. And see, now I'm kind of like putting it off because I know I've got basically 8 days to account for. Although I have only gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 things to post. And I only have to break down 2. I have to break down Sam's. And 90% of that's going to be, you know, I can break that down while I'm laying in my bed today, actually. Because, I've got my receipt on my telephone for that. I do scan and go. But, everything else is like my service payment plan came out. Blue Cross Blue Shield came out. We went to the Midnight Rooster. That's lunch. That's out of my lunch money, but that was before I started budgeting for this month. Scrubbies that came out of, those are all drafts. My electric bill came out. That's a draft. So those are easy peasy. And that's about it. If you watched this far, thank you. For some reason, this is a very healing, I think that's the word I need to use. It's almost like, it's like a journal, like I'm journaling, but I'm journaling in a way that could possibly make someone else feel like, well, if that old woman can do it, then I can too. Or if, maybe I can give her advice on how to do X, Y, or Z. Or maybe somebody can give me advice on, what would be a good recipe to eat at night. Or maybe if you've tried a fried bologna sandwich, you would really like this idea, and it's cheap. Because right now I'm all about saving money because Juju wants to go on vacation. I am going to the beach next Friday, but I've already prepaid for that. That came from me saving last year. And if you're watching and you don't understand what I'm talking about, I do a zero-based budget, right? And every month with my fixed income, I put money into all of my categories that are important to me. I do have some high priority sinking funds, and then I have low priority sinking funds. But like the one that's most important to me right now, as far as low priority, is wedding. My daughter's she finally decided to have a little small wedding. She was going to just elope, but she's going to get married on March 14th. And I mean, it's only going to be her immediate family, his immediate family, and their spouses, and her best friend and her best friend's husband, his best friend and his best friend's wife. And that's it. We're going to have 3 littles there, 2 little kids that are not 2, but one's going to be almost 2 and the other one's not even going to be quite a year and a half. And then we're going to have a 6-year-old. And that is it. So, it's going to be a small ceremony. And the way we're looking at it is she's still eloping. We're just going to be privileged enough to watch it happen. So there's not going to be a reception afterwards. She did an elope. It's a neat little thing. I need to find the link and probably put it in my description. But you can actually, it's based on the KNOT, K-N-O-T, where you can have affordable elopement weddings or small ceremonies. And their motto is without breaking the bank. So she had like several venues she could choose from in Charleston, South Carolina. And everybody loves to go to Charleston. But all she wanted before we even did this, she wanted someone to do her hair and makeup. She bought a wedding dress. It came in. But she was still planning on eloping, but not getting married, but hiring a photographer after the elopement for them to take wedding. She wanted to get her picture made in her wedding dress, but not get married in her wedding dress. And I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. And I said, well, if you're going to have a wedding dress, elope somewhere and put your wedding dress on. And she said, but I would have to have somebody to do my hair and makeup, and I'd have to have somebody to help me get my dress on, and I would have to have someone to, I want somebody, a photographer. And she said, so if I just take pictures here, you can help me. And I said, well, she said, I would want you there. And then I'm like, if you have me there, you'd have to have his mom and stepdad there. And she's like, and then when she said he wanted his best friend there, and I said, well, if he has his best friend there, then your best friend's going to be upset. And then I said, if you have your best friend and his best friend and you don't have your sisters, especially the sister that you see that's your best friend, I said, you're going to have your siblings. And she said, well, I want my siblings. And then I said, well, then you're going to have his siblings. And I said, let's just cut it off there. That's it. I said, because if not, you're going to have a full-blown wedding. So that's how it happened. But I have my little vacation envelope because I want to go on vacations. But with the way I am budgeting, because I don't have much money, my poor vacation fund has $20. It's only going to get $20 a week. And she's getting married on March 14th. Let's just do this real quick. So do it on Mondays. Let's say 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80. I'm only going to have $200. And guess how much my hotel room is? It's $530. So I've got to sell on eBay. I decided, anyway, that was my goal anyway. eBay's supposed to pay for my vacations, but I haven't even listed, and it's already January the 8th. But I'm not listing today because I really don't feel good. But I'm going to try to get everything set up. I think this is where my conversation was going. But anyway, I guess the moral of today's story is when you feel like crap, you can still have wins. I mean, anything small is a win, I had lots of wins already today. And I already had joy, lots of things that brought me joy. And what's going to bring me joy next is being thankful that although I'm on a tight budget, I do have my little vacation weekend paid for because I saved money last year for it. And if I have money left over, I can put it on that other little vacation. I'm going to definitely have to pull money from other little places. But I wouldn't trade it for the world. Even if I have to, I don't know, even if I have to sell something on Facebook Marketplace, I'm going to be okay. I'll be able to go on some little vacations. I only want to go for 2 or 3 days every now and again. But my vacation, my little mini 2-day vacation this week or next week, the hotel room's only $110 plus tax. And it's got 2 queen-size beds. My aunt and I will share one room. And she's going to pay one night, and I'm going to pay one night. Now, that's what I can afford. And we're going to be in North Myrtle Beach with a balcony overlooking the ocean. And the hotel has a bar. It has a restaurant. And our plans are just to wear comfy clothes. And we might have a drink. I don't know. But we just plan on playing cards, talking and laughing, and watching the ocean. And I would much rather have a drink in the room instead of sitting at a bar. I mean, bars are no fun unless you know everybody, right? I mean, I love a good bar, but my husband and I had our little place that we used to go to all the time. And it was fun because you went in and it was just like you knew everybody. And you would go for happy hour and have, it was almost like having a little mini party at your house, except you didn't have to clean up. And literally, it was 2 blocks away. You didn't even have to, you probably didn't even drive over 15 miles per hour to get there because there's a stop sign. Because it's just right up the road. It's just the way you get to it. It wasn't on a main road, so it was just a hop, skip, and a jump. I would never walk. I could walk to it, but I wouldn't walk because you do have to go kind of through a bad neighborhood, and there's a lot of shootings. I can hear the gunshots on the weekends, and sometimes they report it, and sometimes they don't. But yeah, there's a bad neighborhood between here and there. I don't think Juju could run if I decided to go to the bar. And where I live, we don't really have Uber. It's just sad. And I would never. At one point, I said, I should start driving people home from the bars. I said that would be a good business. I even talked to 3 bars they did get a little van that would go around and pick people up because I said, there's no reason for people to take a chance, and but it would be fun. I would have fun taking people home, but then I do not know today's crowd, so it may not be that much fun. And plus, I don't want somebody laughing so hard they pee in their pants in my car, and I don't want somebody throwing up in my car. So nah, I'm over that. I would have to buy a different vehicle. Someone said that, I don't know if it's here or maybe somebody just thought it was a good idea, but you can get one of those, I guess a collapsible electric bicycle or something that can fit into a trunk. And they said that you would drive the person home in their car, so their car would be home. But you would take your bicycle or your electric little moped with you, but it would break down and you could put it back together. Lightweight, that you could put it in the trunk of their car. And then you just ride that back to the bar until the next person needs to ride home. Now, Juju is not getting on a scooter and driving people home from a bar either. No, that's not my forte. And you know who I would be driving home? Because I taught almost all of these little children in this town. It would be the kids that I taught because they're all grown up now. And they would be like, nah, I've missed that calling. It would be fun though, but I'm not driving a scooter. No scooter for Juju. Anyway, y'all hit that thumbs up, hit subscribe, give me some ideas for lunch because we really did enjoy the bologna sandwich. And I am going to get this bad headache in the bed, but I'm going to work from bed today. And it's still all a win because when I get my bed, I'm going to unmake it because I did make my bed today. So I'm going to leave you with this. May the Lord bless you and protect you, and may the Lord smile down on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace. And that's number 6, 24 through 26. And talk to you later. Bye.